Hello there, and welcome to JCTV Zimbabwe, your channel of choice for all your political analysis, your social commentary, and we bring to you all this with no fear nor prejudice. Today is the 2nd of December 2020. We are just 28 days away from the end of 2020, entering into 2021, and we are already in the festive season. So today we're going to look at the issue of Mary Chiwenga. Obviously, to those that saw images of Mary Chiwenga being wheeled into the court, some of you find it so disturbing, and a lot of people have been airing their views on Facebook and on Instagram and also on Twitter. And a lot of people have been saying that yes, she had all the privileges when she was under the she was still the wife of the vice president, uh, and they enjoyed all the money. And people say she had all the privileges, so she should suffer. But from the looks of things, it looks like there are a lot of things that we need to look at, and we wouldn't wish such a thing on anyone, even if they parted ways with the vice president, and yet their divorce is not yet finalized at this point in time. So we want to look at a number of reasons why we need to why Mary Chiwenga is being persecuted. The first reason is that um, Mary Chiwenga is being fought using state resources. This is a personal matter. This is not an issue of national interest, of her fight, the fight between her and our vice president. That is a personal matter which should not be used by state resources to fight her. If there were issues to do with them, why don't they gather, people in the Maiwa family and the Chiwenga family, and they talk about this? We've seen this happening with the recent one of Moana's mother and Mr. Amuli, that bringing cases to the courts is not the right way to go. You end up, bringing hurt and bringing um, disgrace to the family. And my desire as an individual is, uh, what does it bring to their kids? How will their kids grow up? Will their kids grow up knowing that our father is a monster, or their kids grow up knowing that their mother is a monster? Whichever way, that shouldn't happen, because that's not a way to raise a family. So that is my first thing, is that the personal resources that are being used here, they are being used to fight. The state resources are being used to fight personal issues that should be solved between two families, not for us as the nation to know, because that degrades the dignity that our office bearers bear. And then number two thing is that we've seen that maybe this is a warning to my brother, my sisters who are out there, that it's very risky for you to marry a high-profile person, especially if they are politically connected. It's very risky. Don't do it if you know that you won't have the strength to fight, because I'll show you of a lot of people that uh, here in South Africa, in the borders of South Africa, in Lesotho, we saw that the fight between the former president of Lesotho and her wife, they ended up killing uh, the woman who was a mistress to the president. So marrying into a high-profile person is always risky, because when things go sour, you need to check their previous marriages, or how they behave. Some of you girls, you just go into a relationship with this man and you just think that everything's going to end. When everything wants to go south, these guys, they'll fight tooth and nail to make sure that they protect their dignity, and they make sure that you pay for whatever, probably a humiliation or whatever they feel that you are denigrating them. So this is a lesson to all of you ladies out there, that don't ever marry into a high profile person if you know that you don't have the power to stomach if anything goes south. So the high profile people, there's always a problem. You saw what happened to Frank Buyanga. the way how he's treating his former wife or his former baby mama. This is the same thing that is happening to Mary Chiwenga, but it's not supposed to be so. If it was just somebody who was a common person, this was not going to happen. But also, you need to look back at the previous wife of the vice president. How did it end? It also ended in fights, courts, all of that. And you see that they will always say beaten once beaten, twice shy. When you get into a relationship like that, you know that you are entering in what we call in Shona Mnata Isireva, because that is what is going to end up happening. If the person has been that kind of a person, their character, their previous character should tell you what kind of a person they are. So that is my second point. Then number three is because women organization are silent in Zimbabwe. Women organization, they should be speaking out for Mary Chiwenga, because that's the only way that Mary Chiwenga can be exonerated from all this torment that she's suffering. Women organization are quiet and they are letting down Mary Chiwenga. But however, from the former wife of Mr. Chiwenga, you hear that he is such a person who cannot be told by anyone, who cannot be advised by anyone. Even the former president, Mr. Robert Mugabe, could not stop the fights that was going on in the public between him and his former wife. So that's the kind of a person that he is. Some of the people might be saying, why is the current president not interfering? That is because of his character. He's that kind of a person who cannot be advised. Why? Because um, in the army, when you're in the army or the military shapes you to become such a kind of a person whereby um, you just take orders or you give orders. You take orders or you give orders. So that kind of a person, it shapes your character to become that kind of a person who cannot take orders or who always gives orders. So that's the person that you become. Hence, you find people who are who become military presidents. They are not so easy to deal with. I can see Manas Banda. How are you, JCTV Zimbabwe? Thank you for joining us once again. So then the other issue that Mary Chiwenga pointed out in the Newsday. So you should go out and check out the Newsday of today. The Newsday of today is she's saying that uh, she is being followed by state agents. In an exclusive interview with Newsday, Bayo said unidentified people driving unregistered Mazda BT50 visited her Eastleigh offices Monday and Tuesday, while her relatives have also been put under surveillance. So this is what Mary Chiwenga is saying, and she actually said that I'm very much afraid of my personal life at the moment. I'm living in fear. I just don't know why I'm being stalked. My calls are being monitored. They want me dead. They're using every trick in the book. If anything happened to me, there will be no witness. Says she was actually crying. Then the one thing that I also want to say, she said that it's really sad that we have men who still pride in dehumanizing women to that extent. God has ways of bringing out the truth, and they say the truth will set me free one day. I'm human. To say I'm human, I will be quiet. My silence is for the respect of my children and his own integrity. So there are some secrets that Mary Chiwenga knows that we do not know. And you know that sometimes it's very difficult to hide anything that happens in the family from the wife. But in this scenario, we have seen Mary Chiwenga, not coming out and blowing out some secrets that would jeopardize the presidency of Vice President Chiwenga. So for me, I really feel that she has some secrets. She knows some things that are happening probably in the background, maybe before the coup and what is happening right now. And all these things she knows, and she just wants to keep them. Probably there is going to be a time, probably if Idi Mnangagwa and the Vice President Chiwenga fall out, probably that's when those secrets will come out. But once a soldier, always a soldier, and this is how it is in the army. you must know that the man commands a lot of respect in the circles of the army. He still has the army under his command. So that's what the kind of a person that he is. So that also tells you who is in charge of the nation at this point in time. It tells you that because if the current or sitting president was totally in charge with what is happening, probably some things was going to be done, and there was going to be interference or sitting down with the vice president and say, please sort out this issue because it has been going on. It's almost a year now since Mary Chiwenga was charged. So now it means that they cannot touch the vice president. They cannot sit him down. They cannot, you know, he cannot take advice from them. So that's the scenario that we find ourselves in. So go out and check out the news day of today so that you can get the full story. It was written by it was just written by Newsday. Winston Antonio. Just go and check out. It was written by Winston Antonio on the Newsday. Go and check it out. That story on the Newsday of today. So that's all that I wanted to say to you guys. What do you think? Why? What do you think about this persecution? Our women, the likes of Linda Masarira, why are they not speaking out? The likes of any other women organization that spoke when Chamisa took out the microphone from the wife at that time. I think it was 2019, and they spoke out and they said that Chamisa is disrespecting women. What about this one of Mary Chiwenga? Why are they not speaking out? We've got so many organizations, even in the ZANU-PF Youth, ZANU-PF Women's League. Why isn't it that there is no one who is speaking out or saying what you are doing is wrong? We cannot accept that. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Are all these organizations captured? Because they are not speaking out. This issue has been going on for a year, and no one is getting up to say, let's stop this, or can somebody mediate this war issue between the vice president and the former wife. They are not yet divorced, but so she's still they're still in separation. They are not yet divorced because the divorce is not yet final. So the case has been postponed to next year. So we're just gonna be monitoring and seeing what is happening. But tell me what you think on the comment section. Do you think that we are seeing we're going to see probably Mary Chiwenga dying or being assassinated? Tell me what you think on the comment section, because she is saying she's living. They want to kill her. Do you think that they will definitely succeed to do that? That's all that we're going to watch and see. But all the same, this has been your boy JC reminding you that Rise Up Africa, the world is waiting for you. I'll see you in the next 3 videos that I'm going to be doing momentarily. And guys, I want to hear your thoughts on the comment section. Please subscribe to JCTV Zimbabwe, and also we now have our website jctvzim.com, jctvzim.com, so that we can have more reach. So please go and check out some of the updates. You can also check out that story that we've brought to you, and also follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter. It's at Jethro Seekers Live on Twitter, and JCTV Zimbabwe on Instagram. That's all that I had for today. I'll see you. I'm going to do another video in a moment. So stay tuned to JCTV Zimbabwe. We will be back shortly.